Memphis, Tennessee. I guess my love for wrestling fell into play as a child because it used to be the only thing that made me stop crying when I wanted a bottle or something. If the bottle wasn't coming quick enough, they just turn on Channel 5 Wrestling on Saturday morning and I'd be quiet. I'd be ready to go. Anything possible that a champion could do, meaning that if me being champion could bring a positive feel to the company, then that would probably be the biggest outcome for just everybody as a whole, is bring more positive to the company. Well, there's a lot of things that drive me. I mean, more than anything, I guess mainly what drives me to want to be the MEW Champion, the MEW Supreme Champion. Let me rephrase that and put note on Supreme, because Supreme means no other like. So when it comes down to it, what makes me want to be the MEW Supreme Champion is the fact that I enjoy, every time I step out the curtain, the smiles, the excitement that is on a child's face. Just the point of knowing that I'm making someone's day, as if Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Coco Beware, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ric Flair, you know, on and on. The list can go on and on and on. The same way they made me feel as a child, I feel and I see that every time I come out the curtain. But I mean, outside of just the personal feel of wanting to be a champion and being that guy that everybody wants, you know, their attention on, you know, it's just mainly being the best at what I do and trying to become the best at what I do. Because for 13 years, I've day in, day out, all I've studied is wrestling. From the time I wake up in the morning till the time I go to bed. Their support, to be honest, I've never seen anybody support another person the way my family supports me at wrestling. Because you got to understand, my family comes from a background of high school dropouts and nobody making nothing of herself. We've always been a part of low budget living. I mean, it is what it is, but me as a person that I am, I want to rise above that. Just because that's where I'm from, it doesn't mean that's where I want to stay. And the type of person I am is when I leave and I do such a thing, I'm bringing my family, I'm bringing my peers with me, because it's not about me making it, it's about us making it as a whole. And when you got somebody who supports you and is there every week and call and is there for what you believe in. Because see, believe it or not, there's a lot of people in my family, they can't stand professional wrestling. But because it's what I love and it's what I do, they attend and they're there with the support and they're there. And just them being there means more to me than anything. I guess the point that my son looks up to me. You know, like I said, my background, it's not the cleanest background there is to go. I mean, I just stayed in a lot of trouble with police, but my well-being as a neighborhood person, I don't have a very good reputation as far as that goes. But you know, over the past few years, it's changed and it started making people realize that I've got a big heart and I'm not as rough on the edges as I've always given off. And the fact that I don't want my son to grow up in those shoes, and I would prefer for him to grow up with the positive side of me now, and that be how he looks at life for what it is, not what you can get from it. Take situations that may be extremely bad and look for the positive in that, instead of running to all the negative that already negative situation has. And I mean, anybody who knows me, I mean, when it's all said and done, like I said, I have bad reputations with people. But who don't at some point in life? But when it all comes down to it, you want to be better. And if you don't want to be better, I mean, what's your purpose? Alan Steele, as far as March 27th goes, let me take my attention off of you just for a minute. Since Alan Steele isn't in this room, but I'm pretty sure he'll see this video. Alan Steele, all that Alan Steele. Now you can call this a work, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but this is me shooting straight to you. My very first time ever stepping into a professional wrestling ring outside of the little spot that I got started at 13 years ago, you were the first professional wrestler I ever stepped in the ring with. When I stepped in the ring with you that day, you were probably a little softer on the edges back then, because you came to the guy who brought me amongst and you said, "Where you been hiding this kid?" But let's not talk about then. Let's talk about now. March 27th, that's House of Madness. That's Marvel Elite Wrestling House of Madness. All I want you to know, Alan Steele, you've been getting me from behind all these things all this time, and then the same way Derek King did it. I mean, y'all never can just do the job. You got to either have help doing it or you got to do it from behind. And I'm just letting you know there's 13 years of pent up aggression inside of my body, and it's ready to just explode. And you, my friend, and I'm going to say my friend because back in the day I looked up to you at Channel 5. Power Pro Wrestling, that's right. All that Alan Steele, you throw potato chips and yeah, you put food on my stomach as a kid, whether you know that or not. But let me tell you something, March 27th, that's March 27th. 2015, not March 27, 2002. You're not dealing with a kid no more. You're dealing with a grown man. And when it's all said and done, Alan Steele, you might as well get ready to get the tissues ready because you and the wife, he's going to sit at home wiping tears away and blowing snot bubbles because March 27th, House of Madness, Chris Lexx can guarantee you, and you can bet your bottom dollar on it, that you're going to feel one thing, and that's the pow, and outside of that, there will be a new MEW Supreme Heavyweight Champion come March 27th, House of Madness. Believe that. Now, are you ready to feel the power?